It's time for Wacky World Studios Sketching with Steven, featuring art director Steven Walker.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Sketching with Steven. Today we're going to be looking at one of our fish characters from one of our undersea environments. I thought a fish character would be lots of fun because, as you can see, we have lots of variation of the same character with lots of different colors. So at the end of this drawing session, you can actually color your drawing and you can really be creative with it. So our fish character, once again, I started with the practice sketch, and this time he starts with a circle just like our other characters that we've done here. So we want to make sure we're nice and loose, so remember to get your shoulders a ball joint. So loosen up your muscles. All right, kind of flex out your arms, get them nice and loose before you start drawing. So to start our fish character, the first thing we're going to do is start with a circle. And that's going to be about the size of an orange. Let's kind of go over it a few times, nice and loose. Now our fish is going to be turned to the side. So we're actually just going to do one guideline this time. It's just going to be a horizontal guideline. Okay, and I'm going to start with his eye placement. His eye is sort of an oval shape. It's going to be over on the right side of this circle. Again, if you remember, like in our previous episodes, if you make the top of your eye just a little thicker, it makes it look a little bit like an eyelid. Okay, and then above that eye, let's just give him a little bit of an eyebrow. It's just another curved line right up there at the top. Now he's a happy fish, so he's gonna have his cheeks kind of pushing up into his eyes. So right here at the bottom of that eye, we're gonna draw a little curved line where that cheek is. And he also has a bit of a lip. You know, fish do that kind of thing with their mouths. They go like that, right? So we're gonna give him a nice big fat lip there, okay? And that's gonna be almost like a letter C. It's gonna start right here at your guideline, okay, and then just kind of curve back down. Now you can take that letter C and you can curve it right back up and stop it right under his cheek. Basically on the bottom side of that cheek, we're gonna have another curved line to create his smile. A very happy fish. Okay, so now for the bottom lip, it's another C shape. Again, he's got kind of chunky, fat lips there. Alright, there's his lips. So the next thing we're going to do is he has a little bit of a color separation, almost like a mask. So we're going to take that color separation and start it right here in your circle. It's going to be like a letter J. Bring it down to that guideline. Okay. And then we're going to do a little bump, little letter C, right where that guideline is. And then we'll do the same thing on the bottom side. So another curved line, just to bring it back down to the circle. Okay. And again, you could go over any lines as you like them, and you want to keep, just make them a little darker. We can also go over the front part of our circle here. That's actually going to be the front of his face. There's his head there. Alright, now our fish have gills, of course, so he needs some gills here. So let's give him a little gill right here next to his cheek and inside that mask. It's just a curved line. And that finishes off his face. So we're just going to do some fins now. And let's start with his little side fin here. And we're going to start with a curved C shape. Lots of C shapes in these fish because they're under the sea. Okay, so the fin is kind of like a teardrop shape or a maybe even like a Christmas light. So you're going to have that come out of that letter C that we just drew. There we go. And then just draw a few little lines here on that fin. Okay, so next he's got lots of fins down here on the bottom of his body. We're going to start with the two down here that look like Christmas lights as well. Okay, so there's one, and then the other one's just a little smaller. There we go. Okay, and then just a little further back, just underneath his side fin, we're going to draw another one. Lots of little fins down here on the bottom. Okay, now his body is a little longer than the circle we drew, so we're going to just extend it out just a tiny bit. Just add a little extra on the back side of your circle. Almost like another letter C back here. Just keep it light. That's the rest of his body there. And he's got a little bit of a larger fin. Let's take a look here at our model sheet. He's got a little bit of a larger fin here on the back side of his body. So that's going to be almost like a letter U. And then on that letter U shape, you can draw a couple more curved lines, just like we did on his side fin. Okay, so let's do his tail next. Okay, and his tail is done with almost like letter S curves. So we're going to take the back side of that C shape we drew. We're going to draw a curved line. It's going to curve up and then down. It's like a letter S. If you took a letter S and you just kind of stretched it out, that's what that's going to look like. Okay, and you're going to do the same exact thing, okay, on the top side. It's just in reverse. Okay, so now what we need to do is we just need to connect the bottom here to the top with another curved S shape. So again, just think about stretching out that letter S. There we go. Now there's a bit of a color separation too, so we're going to draw a curved line right here at the base of the tail. Okay, and then coming out from that curved line, just a few more little lines here on his tail. Alright, so we have a few more fins left to add. We've got to add these ones up here on the top of his head. Okay, so the first ones we're going to add are three little shark fins up here. They start right above his mask that we drew earlier. So we're going to do one that kind of curves up and then back down. Very round shark fins. Okay, from that one you're going to do one more. You can turn your paper if you need to. Okay, and then just one last shark fin back here to create those three little fins up top. Okay, and then one last fin. It's going to be like a letter C, very large letter C. That starts from that last shark fin. Okay, it's going to curve all the way down and basically touch the base of his tail. There's that last fin. Okay, just like with our other fins, you can add some little lines. There you go. And I'm just going to go back over my lines and darken those in. Okay, now tankfish actually have a little spot on the back side here. So we're going to add a little spot on the back side, right at the base of his tail. And that's going to look a little bit like a surfboard. A long shape with a point on each end. And inside that surfboard, we're going to just draw one more smaller surfboard. Okay. And that spot is a little darker, so let's go ahead and shade that spot in. Okay, and he's got a little bit of a wrinkle right here on the side of that fin, so we're just going to draw one curved line right there. There's that wrinkle. And then I'm just going to go back and add a few darker spots on our fish. So I'm going to add one more line right here at the base of the tail. I'm going to add one here on that top fin. Okay, and then one on the bottom fin. Okay, and those are darker spots, so again, I'm just going to shade those in. Just scribble them. Now the last thing we have to add are the pupils here. And his pupils are just like our other characters. They're nice round circles. We're gonna put them right on the side of the eye. He's gonna be looking straight ahead. Okay, put another circle inside that one. And then add a highlight, which is another circle. So 3 circles to make that pupil. And then you're gonna shade in that center one. Now that our fish is finally finished, we can have a lot of fun with him. As you see here, all these fish are different colors, they have different patterns, so you can really be creative. You can add some different patterns to your fish. I did this one earlier, and I added some freckles to him, which are just little spots. But if you want, you can do one of these other styles, or you can create your own. This one has a nice big spot here. These ones have stripes. You have more spots here with stripes around his eye. So have fun and decorate your fish however you like. I'm going to add some stripes to mine. I'm going to make my stripes a little darker, so I'm going to shade those in. And if you want, you can even put your fish in a little bit of an environment. We can add some bubbles, circles, just all different sizes. Maybe some seaweed. Again, have fun with your drawing and be creative. You can always take colored pencils and color your drawing when you're done, or markers. And of course, make sure you sign it when you're finished. Alright, thank you again so much for drawing our fish with me today. I hope you had fun with this one. Again, there's a lot you can do with it. You can really be creative with it and make this drawing your own. So I would love to see some of your drawings. Please send them to us. You can email us at info@wackyworldstudios.com, or you can like and leave comments in the comments section below. Thank you again so much, and I'll see you next time.
Quack, quack.